So here it is, the 2021 Carolina Panthers NFL schedule. It is finally official. This is the Panthers schedule right here. On the screen, as you can see, we got the schedule. Blue games, the blue lettering is home games, black lettering is away games. This is the full thing, preseason and regular season right here. 3 preseason games this year instead of the usual 4, and 17 regular season games instead of the usual 16. So pretty much just subbing a preseason for a regular season, which I like a lot actually. I don't think you need really 4 preseason games, but right here we have it. Week 13 is our bye week. So right now in this video, I'm going to go game by game and tell you what I think is going to happen, since now we pretty much know what the 2021-2022 Carolina Panthers are going to be looking like. So let's get started right here with the New York Jets game in Week 1, September 12th in Bank of America Stadium at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So this is going to be a big game. It's going to be a big game for the Panthers. If they lose this, it could be a really, really bad sign for them, losing to a team that had 2 of your better players, if I had to say so. Well, Sam Darnold has to prove that, but Robbie Anderson also being another one of those Jets guys. It'd be huge to beat them, be a real big confidence booster. I know they're going to be ready to face this team to get somewhat quote-unquote revenge on them, I guess you could say, especially Sam Darnold. And Joe Brady, if Joe Brady can get that offense to roll, it could be one of the most lethal offenses in the NFL, like no doubt about it. We're talking a top quarterback prospect we've seen in a while in Sam Darnold, who's only, 23 years of age? I think he's younger than who? What prospect was it? Was it Zach Wilson? I'm not even sure. But anyways, we got Sam Darnold at quarterback, Christian McCaffrey at running back, who is debatably the best running back in the NFL when healthy. Wide receivers, DJ Moore. We got, why can't I think? Robbie Anderson, like I just said. Terrace Marshall as well, who we just recently drafted. Shi Smith, we also recently drafted. The O-line is improving. It's not a fantastic O-line, but it's definitely going to be better than it was last year. So I like that a lot. And the defense is getting another year of experience under their belt from being a very, very young team, but has a lot of talent and promise. So I like the Panthers to come out on top in this Week 1 matchup against the Jets. Week number 2, we have the Saints coming to Bank of America. I think this is also a win, man. Trust me, I'm not just picking all Panthers wins here. Make sure you watch the end for this. But New Orleans quarterback, somewhat questioned, I guess you could say. If I had to say so, I would put Jameis Winston as that guy, because he really is a talented passer. He just got to eliminate those interceptions, and he can be a pretty good quarterback in this league. But I'm not sure that this team will be able to unite around a player like they did around Drew Brees. So I think Panthers will be able to come out with a big, close win there in the divisional matchup between the Saints and the Panthers. Week number 3, Texans on the road, and this is actually Thursday night football, and I think this should honestly be destruction, if I'm being honest right here. If Deshaun Watson is not playing for the Texans at this point, which I don't expect him to be, there is no reason this game should honestly be close. They've lost so much talent, and adding Deshaun Watson to that list will make it even worse. So I think this should be dominance for the Panthers. I really hope so. Week number 4 against the Dallas Cowboys that following week on October 3rd. I think this is going to be a tough one. I think it really comes down to Dak Prescott. I'm not sure. I haven't heard much about him lately. I'm not sure if he's going to play or not. I would assume he is going to play. But I think if he does play, I'm going to go with that game being a loss. If he does not play, I'm going to go with that being a win. Pretty much as simple as that. Dallas has not performed the last couple of seasons how they would like. But the Panthers, it'd be coming off a three-game win streak, and they've had a little bit of a break in between there. So actually, I'm gonna give that a win. I don't think I'm biased, but trust me, I really do think that there's a legit chance that the Panthers win that game, even though it is gonna be in AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Week 5, the Philadelphia Eagles, probably the worst team in the NFC East, if I had to say so. Not sure what we're gonna see from Jalen Hurts. I just don't think this. I don't expect this Philadelphia team to be much good at all this year. I think that'll be a win at home in Bank of America. Week 6, this is gonna be an interesting one because the Vikings are a team that they played a pretty good game against last year. They blew a lead late, and the Vikings ended up coming out with a victory. But I think the offense is just truly going to be too much for the aging Minnesota Vikings defense. I really do. So I think that's going to be yet another win. So the Panthers could be looking at 6-0 start right here, and that's just like, if I'm comparing roster to roster, we don't know how teams are going to play, but just comparing roster to roster, offense versus offense, I really do think the Panthers have a legit chance at winning all these games. Anyways, number 7 is to be on the road against the New York Giants, and I gotta tell you, man, that's gonna be another win for me. Daniel Jones is not a NFL. Well, he's not a top NFL quarterback. He's in the bottom half of that list. So I think New York will be able to the Panthers will be able to win in New York. Not sure what we're going to see from Saquon Barkley again. The O-line hasn't been able to do much good for him of late. And although that defense is pretty good, I think the offense would be able to do enough, and the defense will be able to do enough to beat the Giants there on the road. So 7-0 so far. But that is not going to last forever. As we come here to Week 8, the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta here. I'm going to give the Carolina Panthers their first loss of the season here, making us 7-1. I just think really home field advantage would help them here in this case. I think Matt Ryan is still a good quarterback in this league, although he is aging. And that offense is going to be really, really good, man. Running back is a replaceable position. And he's got Matt Ryan has so many players to pass through now. Adding Kyle Pitts to that, it's going to be a filthy offense. I don't think the Panthers defense will be able to withstand that for very long. Although that Falcons defense is really, really bad. Week 9, we have the New England Patriots. It's going to be the somewhat revenge game for Cam Newton. Not even sure if he's going to be starting. Mac Jones could take that spot away from him by this point. But we don't know. But it's going to be a home game. And this is really interesting. The Patriots brought in some really good players this offseason. I think will be able to help them win. And obviously that Belichick system really benefits most quarterbacks that they bring in. And that's really going to help Mac Jones. So I think it will be a tight one. But I think the Patriots will pull out a slight win there, making the Panthers 7-2 record on the season. Week 10, we have the Cardinals on November the 14th on the road. I'm going to give that a loss there. NFC West is really going to be another good year for all those teams. And I think the Cardinals are on the up and up with the additions of J.J. Watt this offseason. Well, we do have Hassan Reddick. This could be kind of like a revenge game against them, I guess you could say. But not really. I think the Cardinals should be able to win this one, making them the third straight loss for the Panthers. So they're kind of going on streaks according to how I think it's going to turn out. 7 in a row wins, and then so far 3 in a row losses. And then we have week number 11, the Washington football team. Yeah, they have a really good defense. Do not get me wrong, but is Fitzmagic the guy who's going to be able to beat a team like this? I don't know. I really don't. I think the run game will be enough for the Panthers to get squeak this one out, and I mean squeak it out. I think, for me, the Washington football team might be the favorites to win the NFC East. They're right there with the Dallas Cowboys for me to win that division. A good defense with a complement of some good wide receiver weapons, but I just don't think the quarterback play will be able to hold up to the Panthers. So I think the Panthers will win that one in their losing streak there, making them 8-3 on the season. Week 12 on the road against the Miami Dolphins. Although I don't think Tua is going to be the greatest quarterback in the world this season, I think the overall talent on that team and the coaching will be able to outdo the Panthers, and they'll be able to and the Dolphins will be able to win that game there, making the Panthers 8-4. Week 14, Atlanta Falcons here. I'm going to go with a W here as well. Excuse me, not as well. Coming off a loss. I'm going to go with a W here, though. I think they'll be able to get revenge on the Falcons from their earlier matchup. It'll be another very close game, I think, with a home field advantage that the Panthers will have in that scenario. They'll be able to squeak out a win there against that pretty bad defense. They'll be able to exploit especially after seeing it in Week 8. So I think that'll be a Panthers victory. Week number 15 is going to be on the road against the Buffalo Bills. That's going to be a rough one. It really is. That Buffalo Bills team is very, very talented. I'm going to say that's a loss right there. Number 16, Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. They brought back every meaningful starter you can imagine this offseason, and they're looking really, really good, man. I don't know. Unless Tom Brady falls off a cliff, this is almost definitely going to be a loss here. So I'm going to go with yet another loss for the Panthers here. Week 17 on the road against the New Orleans Saints. I think this will also be a loss. It's going to be a rough stretch at the end. This last bottom row is really the only true trouble I see for the Panthers. But yeah, week 17 on the road in New Orleans, that atmosphere is just going to be slightly too much, I do think, for the Panthers, and they're going to lose that one. And then here in week 18, the final week of the season, we got the Buccaneers there beating the Panthers yet again. That team is just going to be too dominant. So overall, that's going to be my predictions for this 2021 season. So I have 7 straight victories. So that's 7-0, 7-1, 7-2, 7-3, 8-3, 8-4, 9-4, 9-5, 9-6, 9-7, 8. Okay, so I have the Carolina Panthers in this 2021 season finishing with a record of 9 wins and 8 losses. Some of you might think that's a little high. I definitely understand why, but the Panthers they did get a favorable schedule. I didn't even mention the bye week here. That's also a big reason I think the Panthers can beat the Falcons there at home there. So yeah, 9-8. I think that is really fair. The range for me, I think at worst, I'd say that's interesting. I'd say 6-11 is the worst I could see them finishing. It's really possible, and probably the best I see them finishing is probably 10-7, honestly. But I'm gonna go with 9-8, just based off what I've seen so far, and this could all totally be wrong, but I think that's gonna end up being fairly accurate, and end up where the Panthers are just barely missing out on the playoffs this year. So guys, let me know what you think in the comments about this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.